Discover La Jolla, where we showcase the jewel of San Diego, and that is La Jolla, California. I am very honored this morning to have Wendy Moore in the studio with us from the San Diego Fire Rescue Foundation. Welcome, Wendy.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
I've been very excited to talk to you about this. This is very dear to my heart, especially the fire station atop of Mount Soledad up by the cross up there.
Yep.
I live on Soledad Mountain, grew up there, so this is going to be awesome that we're getting to do this. Now, you are the executive director of this organization,
Correct.
and you've been doing this for quite a while.
I have been doing this for 15 years. The
Wow.
organization just celebrated our 20th anniversary, actually 2 weeks ago.
Congratulations.
Yes.
That's fantastic. So, for our viewers out there, your role in this is to help support our firefighters, our lifeguards,
Right.
and also maybe even paramedics as well.
Exactly.
And so you're kind of bridging the gap in helping supply them with things they need out in the field, whether it be health supplies, training, wellness, to help support them where maybe the city's funding has fallen short
Exactly.
due to budget cuts or different items out there in the arena.
Exactly. So, equipment, training, technology, and program resources.
Okay.
I like to say that we buy capes for heroes.
Oh, that's great.
So we don't run into the burning buildings. We're not pulling people out of the ocean or, extricating them from vehicle accidents, but we give them the capes, and those capes are vehicle extrication tools
Okay.
or new boats for the lifeguards,
Okay.
wellness support, community outreach and education programs.
So tell me about wellness support. Tell me a little bit about that.
That is, I think, without a doubt, the most rewarding project that I've had the privilege of working on
Okay.
because it directly impacts the first responders. So we, in January, helped open the Health and Safety Wellness Center. It's in Kearney Mesa, and it's a medical facility that really kind of provides all of the health and safety resources under one roof for the firefighters
So
and
give us some
lifeguards.
examples of what goes on inside that facility.
Yeah, so every firefighter and lifeguard in San Diego is mandated to have an annual physical, so they get that done there.
Good.
So it's, head to toe. They get their blood work done there, their stress tests, their EKGs, all of that. Physical therapy, occupational therapy. There's a certified fitness trainer who
Wow.
helps. It's not, I tell people, it's not a 24-hour fitness.
Fitness, right.
It is, if they are there, they're getting physical therapy, occupational therapy.
So if they got injured out in the field, they could come here
Exactly.
for some of the rehab
Exactly.
or maybe learn how to eat better.
Yeah, so we've
or-
got a beautiful kitchen that was, everything in that kitchen was provided by sponsors and donors. No taxpayer dollars were used to open that facility, which is huge.
So that's very important that
Yes.
this is really all funded by private donations, grants.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So the program itself, now that it's up and running, is part of the fire department's budget. But to get it open
Got it.
was all
Wow.
funded through grants
Congratulations.
and donors.
What a wonderful thing
Yeah.
for all the team.
Yeah.
What a great support
And,
system.
and kind of selfishly, we're finding cancers and cardiac issues and medical issues sooner, which means that they're getting treated sooner. That means there's less workers' comp, there's less medical bills.
Oh,
They're
for,
getting back on
for
the
the
job.
city.
Exactly. So it's really
it's a
saving money.
preventative way of helping them.
Absolutely.
Oh,
And
that's
we're
great.
and we're getting them, back to their families healthy and happy and on the job doing what they love to
That's
do.
a very important thing. I don't think most people would think about the wellness or the mental wellness of our fire crews or our
Right.
paramedics or our lifeguards. Like, oh, a lifeguard must have a great job.
Right.
Well, it's probably very stressful in a lot of situations, and they carry that home or they injure themselves out in the arena
Yeah.
helping others. Huh.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember I had a meeting one day with one of the lifeguard chiefs, and it was like on a Tuesday at 10 o'clock in the morning, and they had already recovered 2 bodies that morning from
Yeah.
different incidents. And you think about that over the course of a lifetime,
Right.
that's a lot. That's a lot
That
of
is a lot to unpack
Yeah.
and to deal with
Yeah.
and to keep everybody focused and healthy to
Yeah.
get up the next morning
and do it
to
again.
possibly go do it again.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting. So, what are some of the things that your department would help fund besides the wellness center? Just
Right.
everyday things that you're also helping support all these teams.
So the foundation, it's the unmet needs, and it may change year to year,
Mm,
budget cycle to budget cycle. We underwrite a lot of programs like the Girls Empowerment Camp, the Women's Fire Prep Academy. We help support the Fire Cadet Program.
oh,
This weekend, we're doing a wildfire preparedness safety fair.
good.
So it's a free, family friendly event open to the public.
Okay,
And those programs like that are all underwritten through the fire department,
got
or
it.
excuse me, through the foundation.
Okay.
And then, we have helped underwrite some brush management and some fuel treatments for our community risk reduction
Well,
program.
that's great
Yeah,
because of everything that's been going on in the fire season and just how dangerous some of these canyons and mountains
yeah,
are. I think fire awareness, prevention, brush clearing are all just great things to be doing with the
yeah,
public.
yeah. And everything we do is it's helping, prepare our first responders and
Right.
protect them, but it's also protecting the community.
Yeah.
So if, for example, the vehicle extrication tools that we purchased for the engine companies, it's getting them out there to an incident faster. It's getting,
Mm.
you out of that vehicle
'Cause time is
faster.
critical. Seconds
Yeah,
are critical
seconds
in
are
a
critical.
major accident
Yeah,
or a car that's on fire or
exactly.
leaking toxic fluids or whatever.
Right.
Wow. That's interesting. And have you noticed that that is a really important need, obviously, as these vehicles change, different materials that the vehicles are being built with?
Mhm.
You guys are probably having to adapt to help support your first responders in that situation.
Yeah, and that's a really good point because as vehicles become safer and they're using stronger materials, the extrication tools that we used
Mm,
30 years ago
don't
aren't
work anymore.
designed
Mm.
to
Can't
cut
cut
through
through
some
the
of those
carbon
things.
graphite doors or whatever.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Exactly. So, and I heard the mayor say one day about, think about how things are increasing for us, on a personal level, our vehicles, and gas is going up and insurance is going up and
Right,
repairs are going up. Well, think about a city that's got 5,000 vehicles that they're responsible for or more.
right.
So, it's understandable. We expect our elected officials to be able to just cover everything that we need, but we're also realistic that,
There's
sometimes,
always a
yeah, there will
give and
always be
take
some
with
sort of a gap.
budgets, expenses. So there's this wonderful event coming up, I've been
Yes,
told, this month in October
October
in La Jolla.
22nd,
All
yes,
right. What time?
from 4:30, I believe, 4:30 to 6.
So what is the fire station number there on top of Mount Soledad? What number is it?
That is Station 16.
Station
It's the
16.
Mount Soledad Fire Station, and it needs some love.
It does, huh? It just hasn't been attended to in years.
It needs some real love.
Okay.
It's one of the few stations in the city that does not have kind of soundproof dorms.
Okay.
So that is really what the main project is right now for that
For that
station.
event is to raise money
Right.
to rehab or reconstruct the dorms and
Exactly.
make them soundproof. So
Exactly.
tell me why, and tell our viewers why that would be important. Like, why is that important to soundproof the
Yeah.
sleeping quarters for the firemen?
The firefighters, because women can be
Oh,
firefighters
that's
too.
true. That's true. I wasn't going down a weird road there. Probably
so
old habit. Yeah.
so the reason it's so important is because you think about how we are when we have a bad night's sleep,
Mm-hmm.
and
How it
think
affects
about
your whole
that
next
it,
day.
it does.
You're in a bad mood.
Exactly,
You're
like
grumpy.
not quite thinking
Right.
clearly, but lives are on the line here. So think about that over the course of a lifetime and not getting the sleep that you need,
Mm.
and your sleep is constantly interrupted anyway. So sleep is at a premium, but it's not that it's a luxury, it's that it really does physical harm.
It's a need,
It is.
and it's so by them not sleeping correctly, we're harming them,
We are.
and then we're sending them back out into the field to do some of the toughest work that
Exactly.
exists.
Exactly.
Huh. And how many sleeping quarters are there that you guys are addressing and wanting to rebuild?
So there's 4 sleeping quarters, and right now they're they're dorms, and they're walled off, really hollow walls.
Right.
And there's gaps at the top of the walls.
So the
and
sound
then,
travels everywhere. Everybody can
and
hear
light,
everything.
and you know, you
so if
have a
someone's
snore.
snoring, and,
Exactly.
right, got it. Or somebody sets their alarm too early or whatever.
Right. And then
Huh.
the doors on the front are those old accordion plastic doors. So if somebody gets up to use the bathroom in the middle of the
Yeah.
night, you know, it kind of wakes everybody up.
So time to redo it all. Time to make it
Yes.
great. Time
Yeah.
to fix that. So tell me a little bit about the event. What would people attending expect to see when they come there?
So we're going to give a station tour.
Okay, that's
And
neat.
then, yes, and then we're going to have a Q&A session with some of the firefighters. With, I believe, the assistant chief is going to be there that day, and he
Okay.
was very helpful in getting this project moving forward. We really needed his assistance. He was a former logistics chief, so he really knows the ins and outs of making sure we had everything under control. And so we'll have a chance to talk to him about the need and about the process, and then you know, for people that are kind of coming late, we'll have another
Like a
station tour.
recap. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
So
great.
really a chance to get to see that station, that neighborhood fire station, and meet the crews that work there. And when you see the living quarters, you're going to be
You'll understand
shocked.
why we need the money.
Yeah.
And what is the goal for the money needed to raise to complete this project?
So the goal is $175,000.
Okay,
And that there is a little bit of a contingency built in, just because prices have already increased since we started
right,
the process.
right.
And anything that goes over what we need for the dorm remodel will be held for a future kitchen remodel. So for
Oh,
a
good.
phase 2 remodel. So
Oh, good.
everything that's raised stays with that station.
So tell me, how can people donate to that if they're unable to come to the event?
So people can donate online at sdfirerescue.org.
Okay,
And we have an adopt a station program. So when you select to make your donation, you can just put in the comment section Mount Soledad Station or Station 16,
okay.
and we'll know exactly where those donations are supposed to go. And,
Oh, that's
and
great.
it's going to get added to that.
Oh, you know,
fundraising goal.
that's very important. I mean, Mount Soledad is one big mountain with a lot of canyons.
Yeah.
And you know, it's interesting. It'd be interesting to hear a little bit from the fire chief or assistant fire chief
Right.
about La Jolla and fire prevention and safety, and how do you get off the mountain in case there was a fire, and you know, that's interesting.
Exactly. And I didn't realize, I think like most people, you think, well, La Jolla's a beach town. It's, the
Yeah.
ocean's right there. How bad can it be?
Right.
But, fire burns up,
Yeah, it comes up the canyons.
and there's a lot of canyons.
There sure are steep canyons.
And when you see it from overhead, you
realize how large
wow,
an
like
area we're talking about.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it now. And I kind of go back to the Palisades fire.
Mm-hmm.
Like we would have never thought that would happen.
Right.
So, let's make sure
It
that we're
happens.
prepared.
It happens. So
Yeah.
how can we become more prepared? How
Exactly.
can we increase awareness? And how can we increase funding
Right.
and help support our firefighters that are out there,
Absolutely.
our lifeguards that are out there, paramedics that are out there, the first responders,
Yeah.
the people that are saving lives, helping people with injuries, helping people with all kinds of things. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be a dramatic injury. The firefighters are helping San Diego day in, day out on all kinds of things.
Exactly. Yeah. 85% of their calls are medical calls.
Hmm.
So, it's easy to think, well, there's not a wildfire, so they're just sitting
Yeah, they're
around.
just hanging out in
They're
the
just
fire
hanging
station,
out.
playing with the fire dog.
Right.
Right?
And-
That's what you would think.
And they are not.
They are not.
No.
Oh, well,
No.
good for you. What a wonderful foundation.
Thank
What a
you.
good cause. What a great way to affect so many people in San Diego.
Yeah. It's really, it's been the privilege of my career to support these first responders, let
Well,
me tell
that's
you.
great. Well, I'm going to
Yeah.
help support the
you.
renovation of the dorms.
Thank
I'll
you.
also be there for the event, and I'm really looking forward to it. And thanks for coming on this morning
Thank
to
you
share
for having
this.
me. I appreciate it.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for tuning in to this episode of Discover La Jolla, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.